I told Dad about Mum's cheating, and it's all gone wrong. Thanks for all the advice. I've never done any of this before. It's just too much for a 13-year-old, I think. I really wanted to take it. I came up with a plan for how to tell Dad, and when. But he ruined it. On Monday morning he saw I was sad, so he was talking to me and hugged and tried to cheer me up, and I was trying to ignore 'cause I knew I would say something. Then he brought up Mum's birthday, and wanted to run some ideas by me, and I just got so angry and upset. Then he said that he'll stop bothering me since whatever's wrong with me must be between me and Mum. I ended up losing it and cried and babbled and told him about Mum cheating. He got so angry and scary as I told him. He tried to leave before I could tell him about me. I tried to stop him, tell him I love him and need him to stay and calm down and stuff, but it didn't work. He drove off to Mum's work. When Mum got home later she was angry and Dad and hated me. She kept yelling and screaming at me, blaming me for ruining everything, for making Dad leave and hate us all. I yelled back, but it got worse. My little sister was all scared and confused. She's only 7, so I don't think she knows what cheating is. The rest of the day I just cried in my room and tried to call Dad. My sister tried to hug me and stay with me since Mum was acting scary to her and I was sad. Dad still hasn't come back, and it's been a bit over 2 days since I told him. He hasn't answered his phone or anything, he's just gone. I hate Mum, and I don't want to stay with her for the next 5 years. It's all wrong, because I couldn't do it right. I couldn't get Dad to want me still. I just wish I was a better daughter, and that I never found out about Mum. I don't know what to do now. If Dad doesn't come back I wanna just run away, but I can't 'cause of my sister. It's just left me all sad and confused even more. What should I do? How can I make Dad come back? I am really sorry to hear that. First of all, it's not your fault, and never in under any circumstances it is. It's your mom's fault for cheating in the first place and for putting blame on her 13-year-old daughter instead of taking responsibility like an adult. You did nothing wrong and telling him the truth was the only way. Right now he must be sad, confused and heartbroken. Don't worry, your dad is a good man and will never leave you nor your sister because it's your mom's fault for cheating, and he will love you always. I hope everything gonna be fine. If you need to talk to someone on Reddit, I'll be here. Good luck. None of this is your fault. At your young age I recommend finding an adult you trust. Have them read your post if it's too much to say. They will help walk you through this. Am I missing something? Everyone is saying that Dad still loves Op and is taking some time to think and process, but as a parent I can't understand ignoring your child after they've been put in this position. He must know she is feeling awful about this. A single text explaining he needs to think or something would not kill him. Hug. I'm so sorry you're going through this. I think you did the right thing. Your mom was in the wrong, and if it went on and your dad found out you'd known and said nothing, it might make you seem complicit in pulling the wool over his eyes. He needs some time. His world got rocked. He needs to process it. He probably can't stand the thought of looking at her right now. And he'll have to think about what he wants to do from here. Give him some time. Send him a text, tell him you love and support him, you miss him, and you hope you'll get to see him again soon. Your dad loves you. None of this is your fault. Keep trying your dad. He is trying to figure things out too. Your mom did this and she has to realize it. You and your siblings need to be a team and not let her be a bully. Stick together heart. If she starts on you, you tell her this is all her fault and to leave you alone. Stay in your room. If she is hitting you, call your grandparents to come get you. This is not your fault. I've been in the exact same as you, same age. 13y. Oh, my mom cheated on my stepfather 2x with 2 different men. My stepfather read my diary by accident where I had written about my mum cheating. So they split and I've been a foster kid since then. My mother could not take care of me by herself. It's important that you realize that none of these are under your control. What happens around you and how people handle situations isn't something you can control. You can only control how you react. My advice is to speak to an adult you can truly trust and just pour your feelings out. There isn't much you can do than to give this time, and hopefully after 5, 10 or 15 years you will come out of this okay. Your mother is blameshifting you for her affair. Go figure. She's a broken person and needs help. First of all, none of this is your fault. Your mom broke up your family, not you. For your mother to blame you is absolutely immature, petty, and sickening. Secondly, it's not that your dad doesn't want you, he just needs some time to process what is happening. Your mother is just upset that you upturned her apple cart. She doesn't really hate you either. The bad thing is most cheaters can only think about themselves. That's why she is mad at you. You did nothing wrong. Your mother put herself into her position. Not you, but being a cheater she cannot blame herself. Your father needs some time to think things out. He still loves you, but the person he thought was his best friend betrayed him in a way he never thought possible. It's going to take some time. You are being so incredibly strong and brave with all this. And I know you did the absolute correct thing here. Your mother is not a good person, but there will be a time when your father will come back. And until then, keep strong with your sister. Do not let your mother talk to her about this. Your mother has shown no ethics and will likely not hesitate to blame you and your father to your impressionable sister. You need all the family you can get right now, so stick together with all you have in the house. You are an incredible, strong, brave person. Your dad needs some time to process things. You did the right thing. He sounds like he really loves you, but realize right now he is really hurt. He will come back. You did nothing wrong. It's not your fault. No matter what your mom says, it is not your fault. Just keep focusing on yourself and your sister. I'm so sorry that you have to go through this. You did your part, now let your mom and dad handle their relationship. Most probably he will come for the sake of you and your sister. He needs some time apart to clear his mind. He must be in shock to know that his wife is cheating on him the whole time. None of this is your fault, you did absolutely nothing wrong. This is between the adults. This will never happen if your mom didn't cheat. It's not your fault. Don't clean other people's mess. When you're a minor, never take responsibility for an adult's mess. They should be the one who is responsible for you. You're a good kid. Just guide your sister to be well. If your mom blames you again, don't take her word to heart. Just remember she's the one who didn't care to consider that your family will be broken when she chose to cheat with another man. My heart goes out to you. Not only is none of this your fault. You have every right to feel how you're feeling now. Your parents have not taken the time through this process to think about their children, and this is the time where you really need them. You have every right to be angry with your mother. You have every right to be angry with your father. Both are at fault for their behavior right now. Both need to deal with their shit and make things right for their children. Your mother especially, for blaming you, her child, for ruining everything. I really hope she feels like shit for this. Please reach out to an adult in your life you can talk to. School counselor. Even a trusted teacher or the principal. They will listen to you. I hope that you get the help that you need. First and foremost, you did nothing wrong. Your mom is the one that did wrong. I hope someday she will see this and realize how unfair DHE is being to you. I really hope it all works out for you. And just remember, none of this is your fault. I'm sorry, Op. I also found out and told my dad about my mom's cheating. I had someone tell me, it's not your secret to keep. The burden shouldn't be placed on you. You are not to blame for any of this. Try a teen hotline or a school counselor. And do not accept your mom's emotional abuse. Hey, you didn't ruin anything. You didn't cheat on your dad, right? You don't have a secret dad behind his back. Of course not. And dad needs to know. Can you imagine how betrayed he would feel if he found out about mom, and then found out that you knew and didn't tell him? That would break him. When I was 12, my mom got caught cheating by my dad. I wasn't the one who broke the news, but I knew and witnessed the whole explosion. He left for a few days as well. I can tell you, he'll come back. This is a big life event for him and very traumatic. But if he is a good father, which he sounds like he is, he will come back for you. He just needs a few days to let the steam out. It's probably better for you and your sister that he's gone at this time. Give him his space and trust he will do the right thing. I know this is hard for you. Be there for your sister, and if you need to leave as well, see if you can stay with your grandparents or family member for a few days. Message me if you need anything. You can only hope he will come back and arrange things. He loves you and will probably just want to take the next couple of days, maybe even weeks, to get his head in order and sort everything out. Just try to keep honest to both your parents. If your dad comes by to pick you up when your mom isn't home, you should tell her and tell your dad you're telling her. They both deserve clarity of the other's actions, and so do you and your sister. I'm so sorry you're going through all this, especially so young. I can only imagine how much all that can shake you as a person, especially when you don't have much control of a situation like that. Know that your dad loves you, but he's probably in the same messed up headspace you are right now. Stay safe and look after your sis. I'll be praying for you that everything works out. Keep your head up and know that none of that is your fault and that adults are shitheads sometimes." This is coming from someone who recently became an adult. Lol. Did you take DNA test before telling your father? Clearly, things were not good between them, and that is not your fault. Stop beating yourself up over it. Your dad will reconnect with you, but your mom hurt him. He needs time to calm himself. You need to talk to someone you trust, in the meantime, teacher, parent of a friend. Don't take this on all alone. Hugs from afar. Your dad is doubtless dealing with a lot of emotions now. Among other things, he's probably scared of talking to you for fear that one of you will say something that makes things even more twisted and tangled. Instead, send him a message. Tell him that you're scared you won't see him again and you love him and you want him in your life. Add that you want to talk about this more, but that for now, you only need the comfort of knowing that he'll be there for you when he has the strength to help you. Know this: you did the right thing. He needed to know. I don't know if he will come back. Maybe try to get him to divorce or get guardianship of the two of you. I had similar experience 10+ years ago. I know the whole situations feels awful. It is not your fault. Probably you do not know how to react to this situation. Please speak with some relative you can trust or a professional. Express your emotions fully, whether you feel anger, fear, loneliness, etc. It should make your life a little bit easier. Your mom is being horrible. She is mad at you for telling her dirty secret to your dad, but she should not have had a secret like that in the first place, let alone try and make you an accomplice. She failed as a mother, and as a wife. Do not feel bad. At 13 you are acting with better judgment than this adult who is supposed to be your mentor and guardian. Your dad is heartbroken. He probably is just allowing himself time to cool down before he goes back. He also maybe wishes he didn't know and that his world hadn't fallen apart, but in the long run he will be glad to have found out, and your dad loves you and your sister. I'm sorry you're going through this, but you are not the bad guy here. Your mom is a lowly piece of shit. You 100% did the right thing by telling him. Your father just needs some time to recover from this huge blow. Focus on finding a safe place for you and your sister. If you have literally zero family to talk to, then speak with a counselor at your school. A lot of people here will blame your father for needing some time alone, but their advice is worth nothing. Right now your priority is yourself and your sister. You did the right thing. It must have been really hard for your dad, and sometimes it's normal and often very much needed to remove yourself from a difficult situation for some time, like your dad did. To gather your thoughts to be able to deal with everything in the best way possible. If my child would bring me news like this, I would be thankful. Your child knowing about the affair is not preferred, so your dad must also feel embarrassment, especially hearing this from his child. But he'll get over it, and hopefully soon. Good luck and stay strong, like you already are. First of all, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Absolutely none of this is your fault, yet I understand your confusion and sadness. My mom cheated on my dad too, and I caught her when I was around 12. There were lots of fights and anger for a while after that, but then they got divorced, which I'm so grateful for, even though it sucked at the time. It's not your responsibility to make your dad come back. Your mom fucked up, and you're not in the wrong by any means for bringing it up to your dad. Also, don't worry about your dad. He might have been angry at the moment, but remember that anger was actually directed at your mom. I hope things get better, friend. You did the right thing. No matter the outcome, you are a good person. Finding out someone you loved cheated on you is a very hard thing to hear. He will be taking some time to clear his head and think things through. The big one he will be wondering about is if your mom cheated on him, are you and your sister his biological children? I am a little, but I have something to say. Your dad doesn't hate. Right now your massages and calls he is assuming that is from your mother. Unfortunately he has to take time to process everything. Is not fair with you, not fair with your dad, but it is what is. Don't keep thinking about what could have been, and for sure doesn't care about this bad things your mom is saying. You are so brave to tell that to your dad. Many adults in your position didn't have half the courage you have. I can only think how hard it has been for you and your sister, but hang on, will get better. Your father is coming back. Oh, I'm so sorry. Your dad may just need time. He loves you, but he is angry right now. You didn't do anything wrong. I wish I could make this better for you. Just be there for your sister as much as you can be. I'm so sorry. Call Childline please, this is emotional abuse. None of this is your fault, you are the victim. Don't let yourself be isolated and alone, you're not. School may be over, but there are people who will help. The social workers will help get in contact with your dad family. I'm so sorry you have to go through this, kiddo, please stay strong. So mom cheats and then blames the barely teenage daughter for ruining everything. Not only is she a crappy wife, she is a crappy mother. You were put in an awful position a child shouldn't have been in. None of this was your fault, and your mum shouldn't have made you feel guilty to keep quiet. I'm sure your dad needs some space to think. He raised you, and no matter whether you are related doesn't matter because he loves you. I saw one comment on your last post that said, "How would your dad feel if he learned you kept this a secret, but any adult would know that you wouldn't have had a choice and it wasn't your fault." Time heals all wounds, so try to take each day when it comes to get through this. Keep trying to get a hold of your dad. Leave him messages. Text him. Tell him you're sorry about what happened with mom but you need him. And just love him. He doesn't hate you and he's not mad at you, he's just upset and confused. You did absolutely nothing wrong. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Hang in there. Everything will turn out all right. What kind of sick LARP is this? This isn't your fault. Your mom did this and it's all on her, not on you. I'm so sorry they're taking it all out on you. Is there any family nearby who you might be able to go to for help? Hey, listen. You did the right thing. It is your mom's fault. Her actions were wrong no matter what she or any other apologist says. You are a good moral person. Never forget this. You need her mom now and that's fine, but never forget she did a cruel thing to her father. She is the problem, not you. I wish you had someone else who could look after you like a close relative or something. Try and talk to a teacher at school maybe. Hopefully she is a good person and doesn't cheat on her partner. She may be able to help you through this tough time. Dad should have nothing against you. You showed your love, respect and loyalty by telling him. Loser dad. WHO leaves their children in a situation like that. And what an awful mom that blames the children. What the fuck, fearful face. Be strong, be yourself, and understand that this is not the way to do it. They should have the kids in mind, not their own feelings. Well, you shouldn't blame yourself and definitely your mom shouldn't blame you. She is the only one that ruined everything. You did the right thing telling your dad. It's not fair to him. Your mom is possibly a narcissist but definitely a bad parent. As someone with bad parents and a partner with narcissist patterns, please get therapy. You can't magically heal your own wounds or understand what is happening since you're so deep inside it. Remind me. 4 days. Men and women, usually, face problems differently. Women feel the need to talk about it, to elaborate, even yelling, maybe. Men feel the need to be alone and think for a while. Give him some time to cool down. It must have been hard for him. Anyway, like someone said before me, nothing of what happened is your fault. Don't let anyone say it differently. This is why we stay the frick out of other people's relationships. Children tend to think it's their fault and it's up to them to fix it. This had nothing to do with you and none of the blame rests on you. You're an innocent child that's being forced to be the adult while your mother acts like a child and blames you. My heart goes out to you. It might help you to understand why your dad hasn't been in contact with you for a few days. He's suffering a pretty big emotional blow and it can be quite overwhelming. He needs time away from everyone, but especially your mother, to process it and get a handle on himself, to get back in control of his life at least a little. What you can give him at this time is your love and understanding. He will come back to you and your sister, if not your mother, once he's gotten control of himself. Please keep trying to reach out to him, if you can though, so your love for him can lift him up either now or in the near future. I have sorrow at your suffering, young one. I hope peace of heart favors you. None of the blame is your fault. That's all on your mom. You did the right thing by telling your dad. Your dad could just think it's your mom trying to call him, that's why he's not answering. You didn't ruin anything. Your mom ruined it. Your dad has all the right to go, no matter how you would have told him.